Hello, you may not recognize me with my glasses on. I'm Dave, the crazed collector from Super Monster City, where we do traveling pop culture exhibits of monsters, heroes, and villains. And today I'm going to talk about one of the most underrated monster toys of the 1990s from Matchbox. It was called Monsters in My Pocket. And the great thing was, it was all the first time I remember them celebrating international monsters of mythology from around the world. So there's so many monsters and so much mayhem and so much imagination that I'm going to talk a little longer than normal. So hang with me. If you like colorful monsters that spur you on to great adventures, then follow me and we'll try and make this work. So you got these in 3-packs usually. Sometimes it would be a 4-pack with a mystery monster. And then you had to tell who the monsters were. I can't remember. I was a bit old at the time. I wanted to collect them all, but I didn't ever play with them really, except like have them on the shelf. So let's go through these guys. I'm going to put them out. I think this is Hobgoblin, but if I'm wrong, you tell me. That's the Chimera. He's like a sort of a mythical monster. Here, of course, is the Mummy. All right. And then here's the old witch. Oh, there's another Chimera. We'll just put him there. Oh, no, this is Cerberus. Excuse me. Cerberus. And, of course, that was Fluffy in the Harry Potter movies. Here's one of my favorites from mythology and fairy tale. That's the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. I could sing you the song, but you wouldn't like that. The Phantom of the Opera. The Phantom. And then here's just a really cool dragon. Oh, my goodness gracious. And this guy is, help me out. It's from Indian mythology. You know who I mean. Ganesh, I think. And then here's a guy, I can't remember his name. He looks like a big mouth with wings. He'd probably have you for dinner. There's a cool guy, Mr. Hyde. You can see the bottle in his hand, and he's going, ah, ha, 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 ha. Here's just the happy dancing skeleton, okay? Mr. Happy Dance Skeleton. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure, because I don't have my little scorecard with me, that might be the ghoul or a zombie. And we'll just get these guys out of the way, because I got too many guys to look at. Here is the Great Rock. Now, I told you this was going to take a little bit longer than normal. And then here is the Winged Panther. I don't know what pantheon that's from. And then this is, help me out, anybody remember who he is? I don't. And then, oh, another mummy. Oh, here's our happy friend Bigfoot. Or you could call him Sasquatch. And then let's keep going. I don't know who this guy is. He looks like he's got a big hammer to beat you with. And there's a couple of guys missing. Oh, there's Triton over here. You see him? He's, of course, the god of the seas. And then here's one of our good friends, the Invisible Man from H.G. Wells. So they took all sorts of monsters from literature, mythology, and fairy tale. That's Spring-Heeled Jack. You don't see a lot of Spring-Heeled Jacks kicking around. So there's all these incredibly colorful monsters. Now, this was series 1. And I had to go out and collect them all. Covered the whole city. I was actually obsessed back in the day, if you can imagine that. So then they came out with series 2, which was painted. And they were really cool, but they had very poor distribution. So let's put these guys back in the cauldron of their existence. And here's something else I discovered with them. I didn't realize there was a whole set of trading cards from Monsters in My Pocket. So let's just kind of take a look at those. Vampira. Okay? Vampirus. And there's the Gremlin. Oh, here's that guy I told you with the big mouth. He's called Hanover. And there's a Harpy that I didn't show you today. And then there's the, whatever he is, cat of somebody or other. And then on the back, like, there's point values. So this is the Winged Panther, and it gives you a little biography, and it tells you where he's from, and how big he is, and his habitat. So as a kid, you can imagine you'd go nuts trying to collect this whole series and figure out where all these monsters were from and what their power was, and then you'd play them against other monsters and figure that out. And I also just happened to discover that Harvey had a Monsters in My Pocket comic book. Now, when I pulled this off of the pile, I thought for sure it was a Marvel comic, because you know who that looks like. The Punisher. I thought, well, wow, the Punisher's going to fight Monsters in My Pocket? But again, it's Harvey, and he's called something totally different. And what's amazing is that they have a storyline This is by Gil Kane. Gil Kane art. If you know comic books, you know Gil Kane. And it's all about the monsters get shrunk down, and there's good monsters and bad monsters, and they're living with some kid, like in his closet. And so you've got to have the bad monsters fight the good monsters. And it's kind of crazy stuff. But there's kind of like monsters in my pocket, I don't know, triangular pantheon of power or something. But I'm not quite sure what's going on in here. But the monsters make a lot of trouble for this kid, as they always do. Monsters always make trouble for kids. And then I also found this really cool thing, must have come with the cards. It's like a sticker poster puzzle, which I'm not going to do with you. But anyway, there's monsters in my pocket. I hope I didn't talk too long. They're one of the most colorful, underrated, fun, imaginative series. If I'd been between 4 and 12, I would have been playing in the dirt with these guys. As it is, they line my shelves. They've got lots of fun energy. And if you haven't seen them, now you've seen them. So maybe you want to collect them. Thanks again. We do traveling exhibits, and we're going to talk to you later. And thanks for hanging with me. Bye-bye.